Are you sure you want to be a waitress? The hotel manager looked at her from head to toe. His tone was filled with suspicion. The reason why he asked this was because Natalie looked too elegant, so it was a pity for her to become a simple waitress. Seeing his doubt, she immediately put on a sincere expression and said reassuringly, "Yes, I do." Afraid that he would not believe her, she told him about her work experience abroad. "I was a waitress in a hotel while I was overseas. I've been through all sorts of hardships, but you can rest assured that I will not disappoint you." The manager was impressed. Without saying anything else, he offered her the job. "All right, you can come to work tomorrow." "Thank you." She looked around and asked tentatively, "Can I look around the hotel today? I want to familiarize myself with the place first, so I can get to work faster when I come back tomorrow," she explained with a smile. When the manager heard her reasoning, he liked her even more. It was very rare for an employee to be so enthusiastic about their work. "All right, I'll find someone to show you around." He immediately called for a girl around Natalie's age. "Susan, this is our new waitress. Show her around and help her get familiar with the hotel." "Understood, sir." "Natalie," the manager said, "the people staying on the top floor of this hotel are rich and powerful. You can't afford to offend them, so you must be careful." "Yes, sir," Natalie and Susan answered in unison. Then they looked at each other and smiled. Susan showed Natalie around the hotel, floor by floor. While Susan talked enthusiastically, Natalie seemed distracted. Her mind was filled with thoughts of how to find the hotel's surveillance room. That way she could find out where Liam was. Seeing that she was a little preoccupied, Susan asked with concern, "Natalie, are you all right?" Natalie was startled for a moment before she shook her head with a smile. "It's nothing." Susan did not probe any further, but only said, "Then let's go upstairs and take a look." Natalie couldn't waste any more time. She asked casually, "Where's the surveillance room?" Susan stopped, turned around, and looked at her with a puzzled expression. "Why do you want to know?" Natalie laughed inwardly and shrugged. "I'm just asking. After all, it's the heart of the hotel. If there's an emergency or something, it would be useful to know where it is." "I see." Susan nodded her head, not doubting her at all. She told her right away which floor the surveillance room was on and also how to get there. Natalie wrote it down and smiled brightly. "Thank you. You're very kind, explaining everything to me so clearly." "It's nothing. We'll be colleagues soon. It's only right for us to take care of each other." Seeing how sincerely Susan was smiling, Natalie couldn't help but feel a little sorry for her. She apologized to her in her heart. Now she knew where the surveillance room was. She didn't want to continue with the tour of the hotel, so she found an excuse and went to the bathroom. By the time Bryce finished eating with his parents, it was already dark outside. Originally, he had wanted to accompany them home, but he had an emergency video conference to attend, so he told them to leave without him and decided to stay at the hotel. The hotel kept a room for him all year round. After the video conference ended, Bryce heaved a long sigh of relief. He raised his hand, took off his tie, and threw it aside. Then he got up and walked into the bathroom. Natalie sneaked up to the floor where the surveillance room was, then followed Susan's instructions to find it. But she had not expected the hotel to be so big. There were several corridors, and it did not take long for her to get lost. She couldn't tell which direction she was going in, let alone how to find the surveillance room. Helpless, she could only search slowly and hope that she would find it. After searching for a long time, she walked past an elevator. As she passed, the door opened with a ding sound. She quickly turned around and pretended to be looking for something. Out of the corner of her eye, she noticed someone coming out of the elevator. When she saw who it was, her eyes widened. How could she have run into Cheryl and Nick? "Please don't let them see me," she thought to herself, and lowered her head even further. Thankfully, she was wearing the clothes of a hotel attendant, so Cheryl walked past her without even looking. After they had gone, Natalie looked at the elevator. Her thin eyebrows creased. Up on the highest floor was the presidential suite. If they had come down, did that mean Liam was up there? Her spirits lifted at this possibility. She dashed to a nearby staircase and began to climb. It took almost no effort to reach the top floor, and she soon found a suspicious-looking room. There were two tall, black-clothed men standing at the door, bodyguards. Liam had to be in that room. How could she get into that room? Natalie frowned. At that moment, a waiter pushed a food trolley past her. This gave her an idea. She strode forward and snatched the trolley, smiling as she said to the startled waiter, "Let me do it." "Who are you?" he said, realizing that he didn't recognize her. "You don't know me? I was just hired today." She feigned shock and her eyes widened. Then she sighed helplessly and said, "Well, this hotel is so big and there's so many employees. It's not like we all know each other. You should go rest. I can do this." "But..." The waiter wanted to say more, but she cut him off. "It's okay, we're colleagues. We have to help each other out. You look tired. You probably haven't had a good rest in a while. Just take this opportunity to have a break, okay?" "I look tired?" He lifted his hand and touched his face. "Now." Natalie pushed the trolley toward the room with the guards. By the time the waiter could react, she had already entered the room.
Will Natalie reach Liam before she's discovered? Is it a coincidence that Bryce is also at the same hotel? Download Pocket FM Audio app to listen to the series uninterrupted. Link is in the bio. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more such gripping tales.